Hello and welcome to my that's not how I wanted to start the video! In this video I want to Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Maria Toro, and like I said in my very first video, I want this space to be a place where people come look for advice and just talk about just anything and everything that there is to talk about in life, being a woman, relationships, decorating your house, going traveling somewhere. I want this to be a place where we talk about just about everything. So for my second topic, what I wanted to talk about was toxic relationships. Clear my throat here. So toxic relationships. What is a toxic relationship? Toxic relationship is a relationship where you know you're not happy because your fundamental needs are not being met. And what do I mean by fundamental needs? I feel like as humans, we want this from all the people around us, whether it's your spouse, a partner, friendship, career, your boss. You want to be cared for, you want to be listened to, appreciated, you want to feel wanted in some sort of way. I think that can relate to all of the different relationships that I just said. And when you're not getting those, when you're feeling disrespected, criticized, not loved, not heard, when you get into these relationships, they do become toxic. And I'm not saying that because you fight or you don't see eye to eye on things, you're in a toxic relationship, because I mean, that's most of our relationships. You're not going to see eye to eye on things or not be heard 24/7 or not feel wanted sometimes, and those are okay as long as you are able to communicate with the other person and let them know how they're making you feel. A toxic relationship, you usually can't communicate. There is no communication. It's a one-sided relationship, and you know if you're in it, and you know that it's not a good relationship. So let's talk about why. Let's first talk about how do you pinpoint if you're in a bad relationship, right? Or in a toxic relationship, sorry. So how do you pinpoint if you're in a toxic relationship? You feel criticized. You feel disrespected. The person you're with is overly jealous and controlling to the point where you can't even be yourself anymore. Or you can't be yourself around them, period. You don't feel like you can be who you truly are, and you have to be somebody else for them to make them happy. You feel like you've actually been pushed away from your families and friends. Like, in some weird way, that person has made you just have a worse relationship with your family members and friends. Sometimes that doesn't even happen because he tells you or she tells you, like, you can't be friends with this person or whatever. But since you know you're in this toxic relationship, you kind of just push yourself away from the people that you know you better than you know yourself. And you're like, wait, I can't let this person know, being your friend or your family member, that I'm in this toxic relationship, so I'm going to hide it, and I'm not going to give them all the information about my relationship because I'm embarrassed. So in some weird way, you're being pushed away from your family and your friends without even knowing. So if that's happening, you know that you're in a toxic relationship too. So what else? You feel disrespected. That person's not giving you the attention, that place in their lives that you need for yourself to feel good in that relationship, to feel like you're wanted, you're needed, he or she appreciates you, and they make you feel like you have a good place in their life. So if you're not getting these things from that person, you're most likely in a bad relationship and in a very toxic relationship. Actually, I made some notes, so that's what I'm reading. And like I said, it does not have to be a romantic relationship. You can feel this way with a friendship. You can feel like it's a total one-sided friendship where all you're doing is listening to this person. This person's just calling you with problems. You don't feel heard in that relationship, in that friendship. You just feel like you're just there to hear them, and they really could care less about you or your feelings or who you are as a person. You're not appreciated by them. They're not taking the time to be like, you know what, thank you so much for listening to me. Because we will all go through stuff in life where you're going to be the one-sided in that relationship for a little while, and that's okay because the other person's going through a little more than you are, so you're going to listen, you're going to care more, and that's all fine as long as it's not extremes and as long as that relationship is not just that one-sided way all the time, because then you end up feeling just bad about yourself. Or if friends criticize you, if friends put you down, they don't like for you to try to excel and change, or they think your ideas are stupid, or even your parents can make you feel this way, or anyone. Literally, this advice can go for and be applied for just about anyone in life. So after you've realized or pinpointed if you are in a toxic relationship, next advice piece would be, why are you there? So figuring out, why are you still in that relationship? Why are you in that toxic relationship? Are you scared to be alone? Are you scared that if, I don't know, like you leave that person, you're not going to find anyone better, even though you already know that they're not who you want them to be in your life, but yet you're almost like, is there anybody better for me? Like, are my expectations just too high? No one's ever going to meet them. Don't feel that way, because it is not true. You will find somebody that's good for you, perfect for you. Like, your expectations, you shouldn't feel bad about your expectations. You should want somebody to meet those expectations and meet that criteria that you set for yourself in your life. Obviously, they can't be like full-blown, like, I want Prince Charming that's perfect and blah, 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 because that's just not going to happen. But that person needs to be perfect for you in your way and meeting your needs. So don't feel like you ever have to settle for anything less, because then you're just going to be unhappy for the rest of your life, girl. The rest of your life. What else is it? What else is making you stay in this relationship? Do you not feel worthy enough? Do you feel like, well, you know, well, he's put me down so many times, or she's put me down so many times that she's right or he's right. I'm just too stupid, or I'm too this, or I'm too that to find somebody else, or to be loved the right way. Like, has that person put you down so much that you just feel like, they're right, I can't find anybody else, I'm just going to be alone forever? Are these the reasons that you're staying in this bad relationship? Because if they are, let me tell you, it's not, you're never going to be happy. If you are also still there because you're waiting for them to change, you're waiting for this miracle of God to happen where this person is going to become the person you really want them to be, also not going to happen. And again, I'm not saying you're in a marriage, in a relationship, and you want them to, you know, maybe, you know, clean the dishes a little more, or maybe give you a little more attention, but you're already getting attention, but you want a little more. I'm not saying those cases are normal. Those cases happen. You're relating to a whole different other person that has their mindset on things. They have their opinions. They have their way of thinking and viewing things. That's just communication. You just have to communicate with that person of what your needs are. And if you're in a real good relationship, for the most part, that person will be like, yeah, okay, I'll change that, or I'll fix that. I'll make you feel the way you want to be treated, you know? But if you're not in a good relationship, that communication factor is probably not even there anyways. So don't stay in a relationship where you think you can change that person, or you can, or almost, you sometimes think like you can change yourself. Like, you're like, you know what? I don't like that he's really jealous, but I think I can deal with it for the rest of my life. No, if you don't like it, like if you, oh God, me and my husband's a little jealous, I'll admit that, and it's gotten a lot less than what it used to be, because I decided to not like let that continue being a thing in my relationship. I'm like, you have to trust me, you can't be jealous. Every time there was like a jealousy episode, I just like stomped my feet, lay down the law, like this can't continue, and it's gotten better. So like I said, communication. He accepted that he was jealous, and he saw it. He was like, you're right, I shouldn't be jealous, I shouldn't be this way. Then I asked him in return, what does he need from me in order for him to feel more secure and more, like, I guess, trusting in a relationship? He figured out it had nothing to do with me. Like, I always made him feel secure in all those ways. It was something he just had to deal with. But again, we communicated and we went through stuff, and you know, I never settled. Like, I wasn't like, you know what, he's just jealous, that's just who he is. No, like, if it bothers you the first day that it happens, it will continue bothering you for the rest of your relationship with that person. So communicate, tell that person it's not okay to treat you that way. It's okay to speak your mind. You don't necessarily have to do it in a bad way. You don't have to say it in a mean way. You don't have to fight over this. You just have to tell them how you feel, because we're all human, and we all need to share our needs with that other person, because if not, they'll never know. And if those needs aren't heard, or they don't want to hear it, then thank you, next. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not here to make that person feel comfortable for the rest of their lives while you're miserable yourself. Absolutely not. Then, after you realize why you're staying, then figure out how to get out of that relationship. So the first step I have is stop all communication with that person. You have to tell them, whether it's a break, maybe you don't want to cut it off completely, but you just need a break to figure out what it is that you want and why you're in this relationship. And maybe that break will help that person realize, like, I'm really messing this relationship up. I really need to get my together, because if not, this person's gonna leave me forever. If you've already tried many things, then stop all communication. You really do just have to get out of that relationship. Stop talking to that person. Is it hard? Oh my God, of course it is. You're gonna be in a relationship with somebody for X amount of years, months, whatever, and you're almost like attached to that person, where you're like, they're my daily activities. What I do is like drinking water. So you wake up and that's the first thing on your mind, and knowing that you can't communicate with them is only gonna make you feel worse. I'm not gonna say it's easy. It's gonna make you feel worse. But that's my second step, is knowing that it's gonna hurt. It's gonna make you feel bad. You're not gonna like it, but going through those motions and knowing that that first step of stopping the communication, well, even though it'll hurt and it will feel like crap for a little while, and you'll feel like it's the worst pain of your whole entire life, it won't. In a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 2 days from now, it'll feel a little less and a little less and a lot less. And in the future, it won't even, like, that person won't even give you that same feeling that they gave you before, which is crazy to me. But I think taking those steps and knowing that you're worthy, which is my next step, is knowing that you're better, that you deserve better. If you don't feel like you deserve better and you don't think you need to be loved better, then don't even go through all this. Just stay in that toxic relationship, because you're just gonna continue being miserable. You need to know your self-worth, and you need to know that it's not okay to be in a toxic relationship. You have to love yourself. And if you love yourself and you know you deserve better, I feel like everything else will just kind of fall into place. The not communicating with that person won't be so hard. You won't feel so broken up about it. They won't just sneak themselves back in your life as easy. It's almost like a drug, some sort of addiction. So we have a new star of the show here. He wanted to take my seat. His name is Dusty. He's just the cutest little kitty ever. He's literally the best cat in the world. He's my office cat, but I bring him home on the weekends because I just love him. And yeah, he just took my seat as soon as I stood up. But as I was saying, so those steps is stopping communication, and then kind of visualize what you want your life to be like. Who do you want to be loved by? Who do you want to be in a relationship by? Who do you want to be around you? Like, what friends do you want to have around you? How do you want your life to look like? Keep that visual in your mind and in your brain, so that it's easier to stop the communication and to have that self-love and that self-respect for yourself, so that you can feel okay about the decision of not talking to that person any longer. So if that person's just not giving you anything good in life, then get rid of them. You deserve better. And that's just the message I wanted to kind of let out here on my second video, and I hope you guys all enjoyed this. And again, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, or comment below what type of videos you want to see. And till next time, bye guys.